Good. Right, Sam Goodman, not long now till a massive opportunity for yourself. Just describe the mindset heading into this fight.
It's just about, like I said over there, putting in the work each and every day and just working myself to exhaustion. I'm putting in so much work to achieve this, and I know it's going to be a hard task. It's the biggest opportunity of my career, but it's something I'm looking to take with both hands. I'm not just coming here or going there to make up the numbers like I think a lot of fighters have. I got in this sport to be a world champion, to be undisputed world champion. I get my chance to do that. I ain't letting it go.
Your last two fights, what is it about those performances that you can take out of going into this fight that gives you confidence?
I think my last fight, I had to fight through a bit of adversity. I broke my hand pretty early and done it in 2 spots. So it was a different sort of fight, something I had to adapt and overcome, and I showed I can do that. But the fight before, you can't read too much into. I think the level beforehand was much higher. So it's just about, I've kept consistent. I've stayed in the gym. I've stayed in the ring. I've stayed active. I haven't sat out and waited for my opportunity to get a shot. I've constantly went, all right, let's go. We'll keep testing myself and keep taking those risks and rolling the dice. But I know that's when I perform at my best, when I'm doing that sort of work. So it's just all culminating in what's going to be me becoming undisputed world champion.
You've decided to enforce a mandatory position. Some fighters, some managers might wait around and wait for Inoue to go up, but you haven't done that. Can you sort of tell us why you're so adamant about this fight and confident that you can get the win?
It's my shot at greatness. So why wouldn't you want to fight one of the guys that they say can't be beat? They say he's pound for pound 1 or 2. So it's mate, all I see in this is my chance to show my greatness, to prove my level. I'm not here to. I always wanted to be in super fights and big fights, and this is what this is. It doesn't get any bigger than this, especially in these weight divisions. They don't always come around all the time. So, look, doing this changes my life overnight, and I'm confident in doing this because I know the work I've put in, not just what this camp will be, but through my whole life. Everything I've done has led me to this moment, and I'm not letting go of this shot.
His last performance against TJ, you fought TJ. Any sort of comparisons there? Do you read into any of that?
Not really. Like it's styles make fights, and it's one I think I've said openly. I didn't think it was his best performance, but TJ's an awkward guy. He's a hard guy. He's crafty. He's a vet. So he's a former world champion. So he's a good fighter, but. It's no real similarities in my fight and TJ's. Like, he's a southpaw for starters. It's just a totally different matchup.
Undisputed. The significance of this fight. Have you sort of had a moment to sort of reflect on how far you've come, and as that little kid starting out in boxing to where you are now?
Not really. That little kid always thought he'd be out here doing this shit. So it's just it's no real time to look back at the moment. It's all about putting in work and achieving this. And once I've done that, I can look back briefly. After I do this, there'll be stuff to achieve after that. And that's just the way it goes. So I can look back at the end of my career when it's all said and done, and that's when I'll take a moment. But for now, it's all about day by day, working as hard as I possibly can, and worrying about winning this fight.
Just last one, Tszyu, disappointing loss a few weeks ago now. What did you make of that fight? And does Tim have what it takes to bounce back?
Absolutely, he's got what it takes to bounce back. It's high level sport, and anyone can be beat on any given day. And that's all it was. He wasn't the better man on the day. He'll be back. I know he's got a smart team around him. He's got good people around him, and he'll bounce back. And I think he'll be world champion again. So. You can't write off Timmy Tszyu. He'll be back.
See you in Tokyo, bro.
Easy, brother.
Good. Well, thanks for coming out. Boxing Day is coming early this year. We're having it on Christmas Eve. Sammy Goodman fighting for the undisputed world title against one of the greatest fighters in the world, one of the greatest fighters of all time. And Sam Goodman's flying the flag for Australia and is going to head over there and do us all proud and upset the world, I think, in what's going to be, one of the biggest upsets of the years. We've seen some great upsets this year. We even seen a roughie get up in the Melbourne Cup a week ago, paying 101. And Sam Goodman is well and truly an underdog going into this fight. but he's prepared well for this fight. This is a fight that we've been preparing for over 18 months. We had this date set in mind 18 months ago, and now we actually get to put it all into plan, and looking forward to doing that on Christmas Eve. Sam Goodman, straight out of Wollongong, he's carried Wollongong on his back for the last few massive fights that he's been able to have down there. He's carrying the country on his back on Christmas Eve, and he's going to fight against Naoya Inoue over in Japan in one of the bigger fights of the year. Sam Goodman looking to become the undisputed champion of the world.
Sam, do you feel like an underdog?
To be honest, I haven't really let my head get to that, and my thought process is about getting through every session the best I possibly can, focusing on each day and preparing my best. So I'm not worried about all the critics and the people writing me off saying what I'm paying on with the bookies or any of that stuff. You know, the higher I'm paying, the better for all the boys and everyone who has a bet on me. So look, I'm coming to win this fight, and I don't see myself as an underdog. I see myself as the new world champion.
The opportunity to become Australia's first ever undisputed champion must be a real motivator.
Absolutely, it's something I set out to do since I got into this sport as a young kid. So look, I'm not just coming here to turn up or show up and say I've competed for world titles. I got in this sport to be the best and to be undisputed world champion, and I ain't stopping until I do it. So I'm putting in the work relentlessly, day in, day out, every single day. There is no days off. So I know I'm going to go in there and I'm going to beat this man.
Have you taken a moment just to sort of sit back and realise how big the opportunity this is?
There is no time to take a moment at the minute. It's all about putting in the work, and I'll take a moment after I've got those 4 belts around my waist, and you know, I can look back on what I've done.
Saw some comments yesterday from Inoue saying that he rates you as a fighter. There's a lot of respect there between the two of you.
Yeah, that's all well and good. You know, I'm here for a reason. I haven't just been given the shot, and I'm not a ranked fighter, or I haven't won any fights. I've beat everyone who's been put in front of me, and I'm ranked number 1 with two of the 4 organisations. So I'm here for a reason, and I'm here to win this fight. So to everyone who's writing me off, you know, I get to stick it up and at the end of it.
How much of your prep is business as usual versus preparing for the top pound-for-pound guy?
It's just new levels. It's just new levels, and really, you know, just doing everything I have done, but doing more of it and doing it better than I've ever done it. So I'm trying to every day just put in a lot more work and grinding as hard as I possibly can. I'm working myself to exhaustion each and every day. I can't give no more. So I'm from everywhere, outside the ring and outside the gym, my diet, my nutrition, my recovery, everything's just, it's all dialed in. So there's no moments where, you know, winning this fight doesn't go through my mind, and working hard to win this fight isn't what I'm focused on.
How many of the Mad Bunch are heading over, and what can Tokyo expect?
Look, they'll sort Tokyo out, don't worry. So we've got a good few going over. So even though it's Christmas time and a few of the boys and a few of all my supporters can't get over, it's a tough time, you know, to get overseas, you know, with all the little families and stuff like that. But we'll have a good few going over, and you know, they'll be making plenty of noise. They're a pretty respectful culture and pretty respectful nation, and you know what our bunch are like. They're mad as they come, so they're mad as a brush. So, but yeah, it's gonna be wild.
So Christmas Eve, going over there as well, you're taking on that Grinch mentality?
Not really. I'm not even thinking about Christmas at the moment, to be honest. I'm just worried about this fight and the timing of it, everything surrounding it. It's all irrelevant for me. It'll be nice on Christmas Day when I've got those 4 belts wrapped around my waist. That's when I can start to enjoy things and get excited about things. But till then, it's all about putting in as much work as I possibly can and working hard each day to become undisputed champion of the world.
Be the perfect Christmas present.
Absolutely, you know. So I get to be Santa Claus this year, so it'll be nice. But like I said, a lot of work to do before that.
Obviously, in a way as well, a lot of his promoters, not necessarily himself, are talking about what's next, fights in Vegas, Saudi Arabia. What do you think about all of that stuff?
How good when I wreck all their plans. How good. So, look, he better book his next fight back in Australia, because that's where he'll be coming.